DRAX Project. What's up, fellas?
Hello.
Hey, man.
G'day, fella.
Let me just say, I met these dudes at our iHeartRadio Music Festival months ago, Vegas, and I don't know why this sticks in my head, but this will, for me anyway, will be the one thing that when you show up, it always, like, this is DRAX Project to me. This girl hits me up from New Zealand. She slid into my DMs, you know, before the festival, the Vegas festival, you know, and she said, JoJo, I was going to come see the show, but I broke my leg.
Oh,
I told you guys this.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
I remember you telling us.
So she said, I said, oh, it's a bummer, man. I'm from New Zealand. You got to find this band called the DRAX Project. And at the time, I didn't know if I was going to be talking to you guys or not. You never know what you're, you know, who you get and whatever.
Sure.
These big, you know. Sure enough, I'm like, all right, I see the DRAX Project on my list of, you know, artists to interview. Oh my God, I got to track this. So I mentioned the girl to you. She saw the video. This girl Rachel freaked out. So I don't even know if she can hear this, but if you don't mind, you got to say hi to Rachel.
What's up, Rachel?
Shouts out
I hope
to Rachel.
your leg is okay.
Yeah.
I think she's doing good. I don't know. I hope so. You know?
It's healing.
Yeah.
Get that moon boot action on.
Take some collagen, apparently.
I feel for you.
The DRAX Project hanging out, of course, from New Zealand. Let me just put it out there, and I know I'm going to sound stupid. I did have to look it up. Where is New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Oh, my goodness.
So
It's near.
Right down
if
the
you
bottom.
picture the Pacific Ocean,
right,
and California's up somewhere around here,
right
or
over
up here, and then you go all the way to the bottom left,
right.
it's somewhere around there.
It's
And
by Australia.
By Australia. That's okay.
It's like
and-
three
Australia's by us.
But it's not in Australia.
yes. And it's I'm looking at the map, and I'm guessing from. Granted, it depends on what city you fly to and from, but is it like a 2 or 3-ish hour flight from Australia?
Yeah,
to
3 hours.
About
It's like 3
that.
hours
3
to
or 4.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the winter time in like our winter is your summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Southern, northern hemisphere is opposite.
okay? So I went to Australia once just for a quick second, and I saw like it was right around Christmas, and Santa Claus, like I picture Santa Claus, all the Christmas cards and everything, like he's always in snow.
Yeah.
Why don't
yeah.
I mean you guys? I'm guessing.
No, he's sweating when he's come down.
He's in a
our chimneys.
singlet at
It's
the beach.
hot.
But
He
when
wears shorts
Yeah.
and he surfs.
so they sell Christmas cards of him surfing.
They
and
actually
stuff
do.
like that.
They actually do.
legitimately,
Yeah.
Thank you, because in Australia, the ones I saw anyway were just he was still in snow. I'm like, dude, you can't. That doesn't make
There's
any
some
sense.
people that are still trying to hold on to the the winter Christmas tradition, but Santa's going all around the world. He's going through different climates. He's got a magic suit.
People
I'm
don't
guessing.
realize that. He works very, very hard, and he's got to acclimatize. And that one night, he goes around the whole world.
I don't know if you realize this.
unbelievable, JoJo. I can't.
It's
I
crazy.
still can't wrap my head around it.
Have you seen any superhero movies? Because like Santa is just like
Santa's
above all
a bit-
of them.
I
the
know,
best
right?
one.
He's like
He's
he
a
does it
superhero.
all in one night.
Very
and he,
underrated.
Can you imagine that?
It's,
Can you
it's
imagine that?
wild. It's just and the fact that he must change clothes. I never thought like it's hot.
He ends in New Zealand. That's how he does it. He does the world
Wow.
and ends in New Zealand because it's beautiful on Christmas Day in New Zealand. And he sits on the beach.
Well, I'm glad New Zealand finally got it together, or they got it together, and
Finally.
Finally.
yeah, they finally. I don't know what. Yeah, they have it together, and they've got Santa Claus Christmas cards in a bathing suit. Or something. Well done. I know the DRAX stands for drums and sax.
That's
Kind of
right.
combined. That's the true story, right?
Mm.
Give me some, and I don't know why I've been like mildly obsessed with rejected band names.
Ooh.
Give me. You guys must have.
We don't
some,
have any.
That
None?
was literally the
was
first
the
thing we
first
came up
thing.
with.
None.
Drums and saxophone combined. Because that's how we started. It was just myself on the drums
street
and Sean
performing.
on the saxophone.
So-
Street performing.
We didn't. It was always bad from the very beginning. Our name. It never was worse. It never was better.
You say street performing. That's
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran, of course, which we'll talk about Ed later on.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know you guys have a relationship with our buddy Ed, but performing on the street like he did and like you guys did. Something about that, it just, I don't know, that's just, you learn your chops.
You,
Exactly.
you
get
learn
good.
your audience.
Yeah, you have to figure out what people like. Like, it's the most, in a way, it's like the harshest form of performing, because if people don't like you, they're just going to cover their ears and walk away.
Yeah.
So,
They did that a bit, didn't they?
It was. We
never,
were very
never
loud.
did that.
Do they, you ever like have a rude like street, like shut up or throw some stuff or anything like that?
We got told to be like,
We got shut down by the police a couple of times.
Other buskers
Really?
tried to like move us away because I think they were scared, because we were quite loud.
Yeah.
I was
Well, you
smashing
kind of have
drums.
to be. You're a band, you know. You're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be, right? All right. Well, I guess that's a good idea. It's a great way to learn how to do what you do
Do
in
it.
adverse
Definitely.
situations. So if you're a band or a group, get on the street corner. If you can survive that,
Yeah.
there you go.
Survive anything.
How did you guys, the DRAX project? How did you guys meet? What was that whole thing? You know, was
It was just a casual Wellington muso scene.
Yeah, we
normal
were
thing.
studying music, and everyone in Wellington who plays music knows everyone else who plays music in Wellington. Like, it's so small.
That's small.
So we were in the same year studying our instruments. I studied the drums, Sam studied the bass, Sean studied the saxophone, Ben on the guitar. And we're living together, so we're like, hey, let's just go busking. Let's go street performing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started, just like for a bit of
Simple
fun.
as that.
Yeah.
You know. And what about like your first? I know when you get signed to the first record deal, you know, or the only record deal, I guess. I don't know how many record deals you've signed, but you know, you get was it a moment like getting a call, like, oh my god, like some people have those like
I have a story. I'm not even sure if I can say it.
I think you can. Your record, the label president's back in the back. I think she.
So Kevin Lyles calls me at 9 a.m. New Zealand time.
And Kevin is who?
Kevin Lyles is CEO of 300.
Gotcha. So big deal.
He's Kevin Lyles, and he called me up at 9 a.m. New Zealand time, and like exactly on the dot. Like he knew what time it was in New Zealand.
It was a Saturday as well.
Picked it up, and I'm like, I'd been getting like calls from America and UK, like
Phishing calls,
you know,
right?
one of those calls, you know, the people
You guys
like,
have a lot of numbers on your phone.
Oh, like were you getting the what do you call it? The telemarketing.
exactly.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
a whole bunch of telemarketing calls like in the last couple of weeks. So I asked it. I was like, "Hello," and he's like, "Hey, it's like Kevin Lyles," and I was like, "Oh!" And I this is a true story. I dropped my phone, it hung up,
Hung up on Kevin
and
Lyles.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Oh my god, I just hung up on Kevin Lyles."
And Sean like runs, because me and Sean were living together at the time, so he runs into my room and he's like, Sam, Kevin just called me. Kevin just called me.
And
I hung up, and I was like, and
What are you doing?
he's like, what do I do? And I'm like,
idiot.
call him back.
All right, so
Call him
I was lucky. He texted me. He's so nice, and he's just like, "Hey, Sean." Like, I don't even know if he acknowledged that I hung up on him. He was too nice about it, and he's just like, "Give me a call when you're free." And I called him back immediately, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to hang up on you. It was an accident."
Mr. Lyles.
And he was so nice. So that was
He
interesting.
started just screaming the lyrics.
Yeah, he loves Woke Up Late so much. He was just like, what did he say? He's like,
How did you write that?
I can't remember what he was saying.
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking? Yeah, he's just, what were you thinking? And I was like, I don't know. We were just in the studio.
Yeah, that's great. And that's how the whole thing. That's it. Like a phone call, and you hung up. You almost hung up on the greatest phone call ever.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, you
I
did,
did.
you know,
I
but-
did. I literally hung up on. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Everything
We're
is-
still signed.
I got a couple of artists to bring up to you guys. Lorde. I'm told Lorde, you were she was performing in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And here's the line I heard, handpicked you guys to open up for her.
With her own hand.
She's
With
so
her-
lovely. She
walk me
picked a
through
whole
that.
bunch. She picked a whole bunch of New Zealand acts to open for her in
Around the
different
country.
cities,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
and she picked us for one of her shows, and we were really grateful.
So do you get do you get a phone call like, hey, it's Lorde, and how does that whole thing? And of course you met her.
Yeah, well, she
yeah.
gave us like a champagne bottle and like a little handwritten note, which was quite nice.
Yeah, that was
Um,
very nice.
But honestly, I think she heard our song, Woke Up Late, because it actually had just come out before we did this show with Lorde. So I think she heard that and hit us up. So
Simple as that, right?
yeah.
Simple as that.
Did you have any like backstage like, oh my God, let's hang for an hour and talk about life, or none of
She's a big deal, so we didn't really have that much interaction with her on the night. But I mean, she's got like a lot of security and stuff, so we
So
were
you couldn't
kind
get
of-
past security, is what you're saying?
Please let us in. We have to
Matt
play.
got tackled by a security guard again.
No, it was your normal like big show vibe, yeah. But it was fine. Like she was lovely.
I'm sure you learned a lot from Ed. Maybe he learned some stuff from you as well. He's such a cool, chill vibe, you know.
Yes.
Give me a good Ed story. Everybody seems to have like. I was talking to Anne Marie, and she had dinner with Ed, and it got hot in the restaurant. So he took his. I mean, there's several of them at the table. So he took his. He had boxers on, but he took his pants off to enjoy. And he had a dinner with his pants off.
Oh, wow.
Because it was just really hot.
Make yourself
nothing
comfortable.
creepy, just
That
pants
is
off.
smart.
So
That's
yes.
a smart man.
Ed was just like the nicest guy to us. Like before the first show, we did 3 shows with him. He just wanders into our green room casually, unannounced, just like
By himself.
by himself. Hey guys, I'm Ed. And we all stand up like, oh, we know, like whoa. And it was raining that day.
Sorry,
He's
who?
just like,
Oh, we know.
He's like, guys, I'm real sorry about. I'm
That's
sorry
so
about the
funny.
weather. You know, like we're hoping it was going to be fine, but you know, unfortunately not. We're like, you're in. This is
You're
our
in our
country.
country.
Like, we're sorry, man. And he's like,
He apologized for the weather.
I know.
In
your country.
In our
It's
country. It
just
doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous.
The
It's just
nicest guy.
so we had like, yeah, he was just Nice.
He invited us out to dinner with his friends and all his crew, and had a good chat to us. It was,
Pants. He kept his pants.
pants
on.
were on.
That's a bummer. All right.
And he just had heaps of time for us. It was like we
Yeah.
one thing we learned from him, and also we toured UK and Europe with Camila Cabello earlier this year.
Which I want to ask about the same question. Give me a Camila story.
Well, just I get both of them. They're just like obviously killing it, and like just really good at what they do. But they're both incredibly humble, and they always had time for us. We passed them in the hall, whatever. It was always like, oh hey, how's it doing? Hope you're right. If there's anything you need, just let someone know, and they'll sort you out. Like it was just cool to see like someone like
on
them
that level,
doing at that level, and
just
being
so
nice,
normal and
just
nice.
a normal person, have a smile in a way.
I agree. I've had the same experience with both of them. Just super sweet, just kind. If you didn't know they were
We're very
famous,
lucky.
you'd never know they were famous.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things.
There's the thing. They're just like normal people, just
Just
doing
vibrant people.
what they
We're
do.
really lucky.
Give me some. What are your fans like? And give me a crazy fan encounter. I want to.
Tell them about Christchurch, that time down south.
Oh, the
shoey guy.
Oh no.
Do it, bro.
Our fans are awesome. Like
They're amazing.
We love our fans. Like when we played, when we opened up for Lorde, we played an unreleased track of a song that we were just kind of testing to see how it goes. And we played it once before in Wellington, so totally different city. And there was a girl in the front who was singing along to the song.
that
in
we played
Auckland,
once.
And you had
That we
played it just once.
and it's
Yeah, it's
unreleased. Like
unreleased.
it's nowhere. It's nowhere on the internet. She was singing like the whole song. We're
I have
like,
no idea how.
How do you know this song?
Like the only explanation is that she filmed the whole thing on her phone and like watched it over and over again.
Because it wasn't on any. You didn't really.
Nah.
It's totally unreleased. It was the second time we'd ever played it live, and she was singing.
And she
along
was
to it
chill.
in
She
a
was
different
just
city.
standing there, just like singing all the lyrics. Like she wasn't like screaming them or anything. She's just like, I know the song.
And we were all
Sing
like
lyrics.
playing and looking
Yeah.
at her like, how? Thank you. How?
Like you could argue, she probably knew the track maybe better than even some of you guys. I mean,
maybe she did. Maybe
mean-
she did.
I mean, aside from recording it, that would have to be the only way, I guess, right?
Yeah.
There's no other way.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
It was just they're so into it. Like I think the reason they're like that, like people that come to our shows have that vibe is because we started off like as a live band, and so people feel like
We've played a ton of shows.
so many shows, and they just come and see us live. We love when people come to our shows not expecting much, and then like there's like saxophone and like Matt's playing a live kit, and it's loud and kind of dirty.
Yeah.
So the real experience, you have to see the DRAX project live to really get the whole thing. So,
You do.
Come see us.
Did you ever find out that girl's name? Like, do you know
No,
her?
I don't even know. Hit us
who
up,
she
guys.
is. Yeah.
Whoever that girl is, I'm not sure if she can. Somehow you got to find us and let's connect you guys because that's just. I want to know. I mean, I'm sure that's how it happened, but I would like to confirm that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, I'm into the paranormal. This is sort of paranormal-ish, like how did she?
It's actually happened a couple times when we played for open for Ed Sheeran. We played another unreleased song to see how it goes. And the pre-chorus, when we were writing it, we were unsure about the lyrics. We're like, oh, maybe we should like change a couple of them. And then after the show, she messages our Instagram page.
different person.
Different
This is
person.
a different person.
And she's like, what is this song? These lyrics really connected with
She
me.
wrote
And
out all the
lyrics that we were like, still workshopping. We're like, okay, the song's done.
that's
Like,
done.
we're not
We
gonna change
we
it.
can't change
We
it
can't
now.
change
And that song's called Toto.
Yeah.
You can check it out on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Biggest crowd you've ever played for. Like the audience was just massive. Part B to this question. Have you ever been booed? Like mercilessly just.
Okay.
Okay,
just-
this is we got
story.
we got good answers.
Being booed. Yeah. Well, the biggest crowd we've ever played to,
Definitely Ed.
definitely Ed Sheeran. We
Right.
did 3 nights of it was about 40,000 people in Auckland in New Zealand, and that was just crazy. Like
Definitely the
I
biggest
can
by far.
imagine.
yeah, overwhelmingly huge.
10 times bigger than.
Like can't see the back of the crowd clearly.
More than
Can't see-
10 times
Just
bigger
crazy.
than everything
Yeah,
we've done
yeah.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
crazy.
All right, so that's exciting. Now,
What was
give me
the,
this.
the
give me
second
the
one?
boot.
Have we ever been booed? I don't think we've ever been booed.
One
We've
time,
the
one
Oscar,
time
we
we
got
played a gig.
Oh
At the very early days, like
remember.
after busking, after street performing, we got asked to play like in little bars and stuff. So we were playing on my birthday, and the bar staff brought out a birthday cake. And I was so happy, kind of sitting there playing along. They bring out this cake. It's a really nice ceremony. And they placed the cake on the drum kit. Like, I can't wait to finish this song and get into this cake. But before I had a chance to do that, a lady in the crowd grabbed this cake with her bare hands and threw it at me, all over me while I'm playing. On my birthday, Jojo, I've got cake all over me.
This is true.
And I
remember
didn't
it.
get to eat it, but she got swiftly
Why did she?
dismissed.
Ejected.
Was she just drunk? Was
Yeah.
I think she was just drunk.
I think she'd
and,
had a guts full, to be honest.
She was pretty.
and had enough of the music.
You know what? We don't.
She was having a good time, and she was really reluctant to leave.
Well, just for the record, that was not appropriate.
It was not appropriate. We have a photo from that night, I'm pretty sure.
We've had a
cake
couple
all
weird things like that. Remember we were playing in New Plymouth and some guy tried to pour his beer down your saxophone while
That
we were
was-
playing? We were
All
like,
right.
no! It was like a real small show. It was like a real little like humble setup. We're like playing on the floor.
No lights.
And to get no lights. And to get to, we were like right by the entrance to the bathroom, so people were like constantly like
Oh, God.
shimmering through the crowd to like
Great
walk
spot.
past us to
And
go
it
to
was
the toilet.
full. Like,
And it was packed. And
so
like
packed.
there's this it was people were like
One guy
trying-
was- he
people
was
were,
having
like-
a good
People were
time.
like pressing my guitar, like changing my pedals like while we're playing, and we're like, no, get away. And then there's this woman who's just like standing in front of Sean. I watched the whole thing happen. I was just like looking at, she's like staring at him like into his eyes, and then it's just like real slowly and just like starts tipping her drink into his taxi. He's like, whoa, no.
Doing?
And she's like, what? It's fine. It sounds like what's
What?
happening,
That is
and just
not
like
fine.
is like staring at her like, what are you doing? Like,
And for the record,
Oh, that's-
pouring a beer in a saxophone, once again, not appropriate.
Not
Yeah, not
appropriate.
appropriate.
Throw that
There's
out
a couple of
Keep
things.
that beer
yeah.
to yourself.
All right, good lord. All right, album's coming out. I think it's targeted date. You guys are targeting
Well-
2019.
Well, we're going to be woke up late is like we're going to go hard with it in 2019. But we're writing. We've been in LA for the last 3 weeks just writing songs for hopefully an album.
we've got a lot of
I don't know how
music.
it's gonna
Yeah.
We've got a lot of music in the pipes, but we're not quite sure yet how.
We
It's
have a
gonna be
5-track EP which came out in June this year. We're kind of
Yeah.
still working that one a little bit, but
when it's ready,
We've
it's
got-
ready. Right?
Yeah.
You know?
exactly, we've
There's
got a
new
lot
music
of
coming,
music.
Jojo, is what we're trying to say.
That's right. You should.
It's lined
One
up.
song has to be like beer in my sax.
Okay.
Beer in my
Something-
sax.
I
Beer
think
in
it
my
says it all.
sax.
That's if we do an album, that's the title.
It
right?
sounds like a terrible. It
that
sounds
Post
like
Malone one.
No, it
like a
sounds
bad-
like a terrible like
It's like clickbait.
jazz fusion. Like oh my god.
Yeah, forget I even said that. That's a bad idea. All right, got a couple of true or falses for you guys.
Hit me.
If they're false, don't hate me. Sean.
Yeah.
Am I saying your name right?
No, that was pretty
Sean.
good, bro.
You spell it Shaan.
Yeah, that was a really good pronunciation.
Sean. Okay, Sean.
Sean.
You can solve a Rubik's cube in under a minute.
Sure.
I mean, well, that's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Logic's done it in seconds. Can you beat like if I put you and Logic next, like side by side, you could.
I'm not really
Sean will
fast.
take down Logic.
We will have a battle.
Yo, let's relax on this.
Where is Hype Man?
I'm not
he can
that
do
fast.
it. 2 seconds.
There's some people that can finish it in like under 10. I'm definitely
his
not one of those
teeth.
people.
So okay, I'll put that as true. All right, Ben.
Yeah.
You can peel 10 potatoes in under 1 minute.
Oh, only 10?
So that's true, but much. All right. So
He
why would you even? How'd you find that out?
I used to wash dishes for a job, and then as part of the job, you had to peel a bunch of potatoes and then
pretty good, right?
hand cut them into chips whilst doing dishes.
Fantastic chips, by the way.
Great
really?
chips.
Triple,
Like fries, you know? Yeah.
Fries.
They,
Yeah.
they,
Got
they
it.
didn't mingle with the dishes at all.
So
These
you're
were
like
two
dishes
separate.
and potatoes, and
Yeah,
then somebody had a
separate.
stopwatch. And bam, let's go and chop, and
Yeah, it was, it was good.
all right. Well, things we're finding out about the DRAX project. I got some true or false for you guys in a second.
Wait,
So,
how did you find these?
I don't know.
I
I,
think
I have a creepy staff. We look up. We find some weird websites. Sam, you
Yes.
broke your collarbone 3 times.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
heck, dude?
I have I'm not very good at holding myself back in situations, where I'm having a lot of fun. I was the first 2 times.
Explain.
The first 2 times were both playing rugby.
That
So-
seems like it makes sense. Like
That makes sense. The third time was actually reasonably recently, and that was snowboarding. And it was the first time I've snowboarded in a couple of years, and I got really excited, and I was just like, "Oh my god, it's such a great day!" And I just pinned it down a hill,
Sent it.
sent it, and sent it right into a big clump of snow, where I then fell. I don't know, flew probably 10 meters, and then
it seems
just
like a
nailed
cartoon
myself.
episode, like boing,
Yeah,
boing,
yeah.
down the
Yeah.
Oh,
This happened like weeks before the iHeart Festival as well.
no
we
kidding.
were
No.
so nervous that he
Yeah.
wasn't going to be able to hold a bass on his shoulder.
We played a gig in Wellington,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks after he broke it, and he was playing synth bass because he couldn't play a bass guitar.
I would have never known when I saw you at the iHeart.
that was actually the first show that I'd played with the bass guitar on since
Since-
I'd broken
yeah, yeah.
it. So.
Were you all medicated up? You
No, I was fresh. I was happy.
Sam's got high pain tolerance, I think.
apparently so. All right, Matt, true or false? Either you live on a farm or it's really creepy, one of the two. You have miniature ponies and sheep at your house.
It's definitely not creepy. I do live on like a little,
good.
a little
Check
farm thing.
This one time we were in the studio and he had to leave because he had to go find like baby sheep. They got lost in the rain.
Why do I find that kind of it's cute?
That's very cute.
Thank you. Well, when you come to New Zealand, I'll give you the full tour.
I would love that, man. I want to come out and hang and see this whole. I want to be the fifth member for a day and
Do
just
it,
gonna see what
bro.
this
It's
is like.
fun.
Yeah, have some fun.
Our A&R from our label actually came out, and then we took her to Matt's place, and Matt's got like a little river that runs through his property,
That's
and there's
so nice.
a rock that you jump off. She came and jumped off the rock into the water.
And she was okay. Everything was fine.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right. True or false, guys? I know you're from New Zealand. I think this is true, although I'll just put it out there.
I'm nervous.
Lord of the Rings was filmed on whose street?
Oh, Matt's.
There's a scene filmed on my street.
Which Lord of the Rings and which scene?
That's the Fellowship of the Ring. It's the scene where Gandalf goes back to consult with Saruman about. So the ring is turned up in Hobbiton, and Gandalf is a bit concerned. Like he doesn't know. Like, is this the one ring to rule them all? Is this the one that Sauron forged in secret
In the fires of Mordor.
in the fires of Mount
Wow,
Doom?
you know this so well. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
He's
on
a
your
huge
street.
Lord of the Rings fan.
Can
So
you give us any lines in that scene?
I can give you a lot of lines, but we don't have enough time.
Give me one. Give me the
Give
moment.
9 hours.
yeah, have you got 9 hours?
The extended edition is actually 10 hours and 34 minutes. So I don't know.
I heard they had like elf auditions, of course, for
I
the
tried.
scene. Did you
We were like 5 years old. So
Everyone,
there's no way you tried.
No, bro. There was a time. No, not on the first one, but it was like an open call for like people that wanted to be extras. So I remember going into the hut and like there was like lines and lines of people. There were way too many people. I didn't even get tried out, but I lined up.
You do look like an elf.
Thanks.
anybody that you know make it as an elf or in
There's actually one guy, and his name is, we don't actually know him, but his name is Brett McKenzie, and he is in Flight of the Conchords, and he had like a one-line thing in one of the Lord of the Rings
now
films.
he's the star of your hometown, I'm guessing, right?
Definitely one of
Brett,
them.
yeah, he's actually I think he's from Paikakariki, which is like just like 5-minute drive from where he's.
Say that again.
Paikakariki.
Wow. Hope we can say that on the radio. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by this, because we're taping this countdown in Los Angeles where they film everything.
Yeah.
But I'm so fascinated by the fact that Lord of the Rings was filmed
Lord of the Rings.
on your street.
In our little studio that we have back in New Zealand, in one of the rooms across the hall is where they did all of the lines, like all of the audio, all the dialogue was recorded in that room.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got all these like awards and stuff sitting in the wall.
We just walked in. We got lost in the studio, and we like walked into his room. We're like, oh, sorry, man. He's like, no, it's all good. Started having a conversation. We're like looking on his like awards. And we're like, wait, what? What's going on?
Who are you?
He's
Reveal
just like,
yourself.
I just recorded all the lines for Lord of the Rings. We're like,
Oh, no big deal.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
cool, man.
Need to get this guy on your album somehow, like get this
Yeah, he's
I don't know.
across the road.
The things you don't know about the DRAX project, and now you do. Give me a one quick road story before we wrap this up.
Road story.
What
Man,
about the
we
dog?
couldn't really see her the whole time, to be honest. The dog?
The dog, those people thought it was our dog. We weren't sure whose dog it was.
Oh, that was
Rand.
weird.
Well, okay.
That's a weird story to bring up.
Oh, okay. It was a random dog on the side of the road. And
We pulled over.
We
to
pulled
do
over.
wheeze.
and there's this dog there, and it was really friendly. And we were like, "This is weird. Like, why is there a random dog like on the side of this,
This is like
highway?"
This is like a creepy story.
And then these two people come up, and they're like, "Is that your dog or something?" What? And
I don't remember.
And then. And anyway, they thought it was our dog, but they were actually also looking for a dog. It was very confusing. And then Mike, our manager, made friends with them. And yeah.
Whatever happened to the dog?
It was a mystery
They
dog.
took, they took the dog.
The dog ended up
The dog.
Didn't they take the dog?
No, we were like the owner of the dog ended up coming like out of the blue, basically just walked out of his driveway and just called the dog, and the dog ran away. And we're like, okay, that solves the dog mystery.
This is the most random.
That's what I was saying. I was like, this is the weird story to bring up.
Oh my God, fellas! Thank you guys for. I think we covered everything.
We
Jojo.
definitely did cover everything.
Thank you for hanging out.
Thanks for
Jojo.
having us, man. It was fun.
At the end of every interview, DRAX Project, fist bump to make it official. Let me lean over here. Give me a little
Fist bump.
boom and a boom and a boom and a bam.
Oh.